Hello everyone, before episode 77 begins, I just want to put out an apology. I normally record with a separate computer in the basement. The computer, however, was having issues today, and when I was down there, the recording actually got messed up. So what you're going to hear today is right off of the camera, so it's going to sound a little echoey and a little compressed. I do very much apologize for that, and promise you next week we'll be back to normal because I do have everything fixed. But the information that I put out here today I felt was important, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this video. Just please be kind about the sound, and I promise higher quality in the future. And thank you very much for watching.
Hello everyone, it's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here for another Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. This is episode 77. We're getting very close, well, 23 episodes away, from reaching that wonderful 100 video mark. So we've got at least 23 weeks before that happens. So I'm hoping to have something big. I'll talk to you all about it as it gets nearer, but I think that just doing 77 weeks of these videos, whether there were time between them or not, shows you my dedication to this channel and to Star Citizen, to those that have backed it. With that said, I guess we're starting to get a tiny bit more information to a lot more information out of CIG. You just have to be able to dissect it and pick out what's pertinent and not what's just retreads of information we have already. One of the big things that we get each month, at the end of every month, is the monthly report. So the monthly report is up, okay? And it's got a lot of information. Again, lots of retreads, but a couple of really cool things in there. I like, for instance, something that has been said before, but I've overlooked because I had to go back through a couple of different videos that they've done and a couple of different monthly reports because I thought I heard this before and I thought this was coming. I know I talked to Darian or someone about it, but it's the optimizations that are starting to happen inside of AC, inside of Arena Commander. Now, something that really blows my mind is that when you walk into your hangar, and you see the ships that you own, whether it be one, like in the video you'll see in the middle of this episode, or 20, every single ship that is capable of going into the hangar is actually rendered under the floor of your hangar. It's kind of weird, right? So that's the load time, and sometimes the actual frame rate. So I'm not sure how much frame rate that cuts into, but it does severely lengthen the load time of getting into your hangar. So what they've done is they've come up with a way to render just the ships that you own in the hangar each time, and some other kind of optimizations that allow them to unpack the XML file that contains the ships once. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to load your hangar, load the game a lot quicker in the future, and potentially at this point lower the frame rate issues that some people might be having. So that's pretty cool. So all that time you've had all the ships in your hangar and you didn't know it. Now I'm a little bit upset because if they were able to render them and put them in there, why did they force me to buy them just to look at them if they were there already? Anyway, you know, we're going to support CIG no matter what because we're getting the game made that we want, correct? Second piece, we're going to talk about attrition, and on this week's Wednesday, Ben and I talked about it, and I put him on the spot. Now, game companies are going to lose people all the time for many different reasons. The projects hit a milestone, and certain things that they were working on are no longer needed, or certain features, so they'll lose some people there and pick up some people on other features. And that's happened throughout the production or the development of Star Citizen. A lot of names of people that have come and gone we don't know. But we do know some, like Eric Wingman Peterson, Rob Irving, and now Travis Day and Chelsea Day, who are very important to me because, well, Chelsea is, because I've actually talked to her and sat next to her a whole day at CIG, and I think that she's wonderful. And Travis was very early on one of the people that kept the project going. In fact, the people that worked there probably wouldn't have gotten paid without the effort he put in each week at work. So pretty good. But he's gotten his dream job over at Blizzard, and he's leaving for Blizzard. Now let's remember, Alex Mayberry, Darian, Lisa, a couple of the people have come from Blizzard over to CIG. So there's a lot of these swapping of people from time to time. But these are probably some of the biggest names that we've heard so far and some of the people that we have held dear to us. And I already mentioned Alex, and he also has left CIG. And I didn't really get an answer of where he was going. I'm sure it's over there in Reddit or whatever, and I could have read where he went, but I'm sorry that I didn't. I don't like to pass on rumors. I like to talk about the things that Ben talks with me about. So version 1.1.4 is now live, and essentially that brings with it some of the missing items, Gamescom trophies, sets up tomorrow's Vanduul ship, I forget how to pronounce it, and I'm gonna have to come back and say it, but it's the same type of Flair item that we got when we got that piece of the Eris system, that floating piece of asteroid that's in our hangars if you're a subscriber. I feel weird about talking about subscribers now because a few people have said it sounded like I was having some kind of a commercial for becoming a subscriber. But I find a lot of benefit from subscribing to the actual, to CIG, to RSI's website, because it gives them the opportunity to make all those wonderful videos that they do that occasionally give us some great information. This week, we're going to be able to fly the 300 series. Now, that's no different than last week. We were able to fly the 300 series. But this week, they're asking us to do something very special. Well, they are looking at the 300 series and looking to significantly change around some of the specs and designs of it. They want to make it as cool and fantastic a ship as what it said it was in those original videos. If you ever want to go back to their original commercials, that 300 series video sold me on the game. So they're taking it back to the basics, and they're going to have some reworking done on that ship now that the Squadron 42 production seems to be coming to not to an end, but to a climax. So I hope that you all go out there, try out one of the 300s. Remember, there's a 300i, 315P, which is the Explorer, 325A, Bounty Hunter, Mercenary, Personal Fighter, and the 350R. So they should all be available for you to fly. All right, so like I said, not a lot of information coming out, but we do have one last thing. So I talked about 1.1.4. 1.1.5 will be out very shortly, and it's going to introduce some things into the game that have been lifted out of that coalesced install that they're going to be calling Star Marine. So because Star Marine is still a few weeks out to a month out, they're going to let us start doing things like flying the Scythe, flying the Merlin, and a couple of other things they haven't talked to us about yet. All the new damage states on the spacecraft, all that stuff is going to be put in. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great, and I'm glad to see them giving us something different than what we have. I heard about a mod that had something to do with pirates, and I'm going to look into it. There's somewhere on Reddit. But inside of my conversation with Darian Vorlik, he told me that they had something called Pirate Swarm coming out. So I'm going to look to talk to Darian again to bring that out from him. All right, we're going to end it here, okay, folks? Thank you very much for all of your confidence that you put in me by watching me each and every week. Remember, Wednesday is the big show every week for getting your questions in to CIG. Ben answers our questions here. Send them to starcitizenaa@gmail.com with Wednesday in the subject field. And for all of you that support me, thank you. And for those of you that go to patreon.com/batgirl, that's patreon.com/batgirl, and become a patron of the show, thank you very much. Because of you, I have this camera. Because of you, I have this wonderful set. And because of you and everybody else, I stand up here each week to bring you the news that I feel is most relevant for that week about Star Citizen. Thank you all very much. With that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.